Sa bawat kontinente, may Pilipinong lumalaban, malayo sa pamilya, pero dala ang tapang, sakripisyo at pusong Pilipino.
Naaalala niyo ba nung sinabing ang bawat padala ni nanay o tatay mula abroad ay hindi lang para sa tuition o pambayad ng kuryente? Sinasabi nilang ang mga OFW ang bagong bayani. Hindi lang dahil sa sakripisyo nila, kundi dahil sila ang nagpapanatili sa ating ekonomiya. Ngayon, hihimayin natin. Paano nga ba ang padalang dolyar ay nagiging pundasyon ng ating bansa? Ang main topic natin ngayon ay remittance. Ito ang perang kinikita ng mga OFW na pinapadala pabalik dito sa Pilipinas. Pero ito ang twist. Kapag nagpadala si OFW ng sabihin natin 500 dolyar, hindi lang basta dumadaan yan sa bangko. Ang mga dolyar na ito ay pumapasok sa tinatawag nating GIR o Gross International Reserves o ang tinatawag nating Dollar Reserves na pinamamahalaan ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Bakit ito mahalaga ngayon? Ngayong 2026, makikita natin ang pag-angat ng remittances. Sa gitna ng mga hamon sa ekonomiya ng mundo, ang padala ng OFW ang nagsisilbing shock absorber. Kahit may crisis sa ibang bansa, hindi tumitigil ang mga Pinoy sa pagpapadala. Kaya naman, nananatiling matatag ang ating National Piggy Bank o yung GIR natin. Bakit ito dapat pag-usapan? Bakit ito issue? Kasi, hindi dapat tayo umasa na lang habang buhay sa remittance. Unang punto, sustainability. Paano kung magkaroon ng malaking gulo sa ibang bansa at maraming OFW ang mapauwi? Pangalawang punto, reinvestment. Ang hamon ngayon ay kung paano gagamitin ang perang ito hindi lamang para sa consumption o panggastos, kundi para sa investment na maglilikha ng trabaho dito sa loob ng Pilipinas. Sa madaling salita, ang bawat dolyar ay parang dugo na nagpapatakbo sa ating ekonomiya. Pinapanatili nitong buhay ang mga negosyo at matatag ang presyo ng bilihin para sa ating lahat. Kaya, sa susunod na makakita kayo ng OFW, tandaan nyo, ang padala nila ay hindi lamang para sa pamilya nila, kundi para sa ating lahat. Sila ang dahilan kung bakit tayo nakakasurvive sa anumang unos ng ekonomiya. Ako si Chu, at ito ang kwento sa likod ng inyong padala. Saludo sa mga bagong bayani. Kaya naman, sa mga susunod na minuto, mas malalaman pa natin kung ano ang nakapaloob sa isyong ito.
To start, let's define muna yung 3 key terms na connected sa OFW sa international trade. Now, the first one is OFWs as service exports. Since sa Pilipinas, hindi lang naman tayo nag-export ng mga produkto like bananas, chips, nag-export din tayo ng services. And it is actually what we're also doing for. Like when a Filipino nurse works for, let's say, America, that is the Philippines selling its high-quality labor to the rest of the world. Now, the second one is yung remittance. Ito yung pinapadala ng OFW ng pera para sa kanilang mga pamilya na nandito sa Pilipinas. And ito yung nag-act as massive cash injection into our local economy. Now, the third one is the foreign exchange buffer. Since OFW earn in foreign currency like dollars or reals, they provide the Philippines with the cash that we need to buy imports like oil, cars, and technologies for other countries. Now, this trade labor has a massive impact on our country because of the remittances of OFWs. They help strengthen the Philippine peso, and without their remittance, the Philippine peso will become much and much weaker, making everyday goods like gasoline, imported food, much more expensive for everyone. Now, on the other hand, we are losing our best and brightest when our top engineers and nurses leave, making it harder to build our own industries because of our professionals is now working at the other countries, diba? And now this is called brain drain. And this also brought many challenges for many OFWs, like watching their children grow up in a split household as they are not physically present for them, and because they are earning for their family, and also the risk of them not being there when they grow up.
Overseas Filipino workers or OFWs continue to play a vital role in the lives of millions of Filipino families and in the Philippine economy. The money they send home, called remittances, is not just numbers in a report, but it also represents the hard work, sacrifice, and support that OFWs provide to their loved ones. According to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP, personal remittances from OFWs reached a record $38.34 billion in 2024. It is the highest amount ever recorded. This was a 3% increase from 2023 and accounted for about 8.3% of the country's GDP and 7.4% of the nation's gross national income or GNI. The December 2024 remittance alone was about $3.73 billion, showing how families rely on these funds, especially during important times. This trend has continued into 2025, demonstrating the resilience of OFWs even amid global economic challenges. In the first quarter of 2025, January to March, OFWs sent about $9.4 billion in personal remittances, which is 2.7% higher than the same period in 2024. Cash remittances sent through banks, which are the most secure and widely used method, totaled $8.44 billion during the same period. A closer look at monthly remittances in early 2025 shows steady growth. In February 2025, OFW sent $3.2 billion in personal remittances, including cash and in-kind support. Bank cash remittances in February reached $2.72 billion, marking a 2.7% increase from the same month in 2024. In March 2025, total remittances increased to $3.13 billion, with cash remittances at $2.81 billion, continuing the upward trend. In April 2025, personal remittances reached $2.97 billion, which is 4.1% higher than in April 2024. Cash remittances through banks alone were $2.66 billion, showing the fastest monthly growth since late 2022. From January to April 2025, cumulative personal remittances totaled $12.37 billion, while cumulative cash remittances reached $11.11 billion. Most of the remittances come from land-based workers such as nurses, caregivers, and domestic helpers, and sea-based workers, including Filipino seafarers. The United States remains the largest source of remittances, followed by Singapore, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. These countries send a consistent flow of money home to support families. These remittances not only support household living but also help boost the local economy by increasing spending and strengthening foreign exchange reserves. In conclusion, the latest data from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and other research institutions show that OFW remittances remain a stable and crucial source of income for Filipino families and a key pillar of the Philippine economy.
Ang topic ko po ay Economic Implications of OFWs or Overseas Filipino Workers. Ang number one ko po ay individuals, OFWs and families. Higher income than local jobs, improving living standards. Kumbaga, sinasabi po dito kaya po tayo nag-iibang bansa para mabuhay ang ating pamilya, masuportahan ng pamilya natin dahil mas malaki po ang sahod doon. At pangalawa po, remittances help pay for education, healthcare, housing, and savings. At ayan nga po, nag-iibang bansa po tayo para mapag-aral ang mga anak natin o mga kapatid natin, pamilya natin, at makabili ng bahay at makapag-ipon. At ang next po ay skills and experience gained abroad can improve future employment. At ayun nga po, kasi dito po sa Pilipinas medyo kulang-kulang po ang mga skills, at sa ibang bansa po medyo high-tech na sila doon. At ayun nga po, at ang downside po ay family separation and dependency on remittances. At ayun nga po, kung naiintindihan nyo naman po, tatagalugin ko ang ibig sabihin niya lang po hihiwalay tayo sa pamilya natin at aasahan na lang natin lagi ang mga pamilya natin na nasa ibang bansa. At pangalawa po, businesses. Remittances increase consumers spending, boosting retail, real estate, and services. At pangalawa po, some businesses benefit from investments funded by OFW savings. However, brain drain may reduce skilled workers available locally. At ayun nga po, sana po ang nangyayari po sa atin yung Pilipinas, sana rin nga magkaroon ng mga trabaho dito na hindi na natin kailangan mag-ibang bansa para masuportahan ng pamilya natin. At ang number 3 po, government. OFW remittances strengthen the economy and stabilize foreign exchange. At pangalawa po, help reduce unemployment and poverty. At pangatlo po, government earns through taxes, fees, and consumption-driven revenues. At ang challenges, reliance on OFWs instead of creating enough local jobs. Ayun nga po ang sinasabi ko kanina pa. Kumbaga, isipin nyo po, lumilipad ng ibang bansa yung OFW na pamilya natin para makatulong sa pamilya natin. Pero bakit ang government natin nagkakaroon pa rin ng tax, nakakakuha pa rin po sila ng tax. At ang challenges nga po nito, nahihiwalay pa ang pamilya natin sa atin para lang po masuportahan ang pamilya nila. Kaya sana in short, OFWs greatly support the Philippines economy, but overdependence can limit long-term local development. At ayun nga po, hinihiling po sana natin na magkaroon tayo ng magandang trabaho dito sa Pilipinas para hindi na natin kailangan mawalay sa pamilya natin para masuportahan sila. At yun lang po. Thank you po.
Ang mga OFWs ay ang mga Pilipinong nagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa para mabigyan ng magandang buhay ang kanilang mga pamilya dito sa Pilipinas. Gamit ang mga padala nilang pera o remittance, hindi lang nila natutulungan ang kanilang mga pamilya, kundi nakakatulong din sila sa pag-unlad ng mga lokal na komunidad at ng bansa. May iba't ibang government programs ang gobyerno para masuportahan ating mga OFWs. May programs na tinatawag na financial literacy kung saan tinuturuan ang mga OFWs kung paano mag-manage yung pera para mas makapag-ipon at matutong gamitin ng tama yung mga padala nila. Meron ding livelihood at job programs para sa mga OFWs na umuwi na sa Pilipinas para makahanap sila ng bagong pagkakakitaan dito sa bansa. May mga policies din ang governments para protektahan ang mga OFWs sa ibang bansa para mas stable yung kita nila at tuloy-tuloy yung padala nila sa pamilya. Halimbawa na lamang yung Migrant Workers and Overseas Filipinos Act ang nagsiset ng rules para safe yung trabaho at kontrata nila. Minomonitor din ng governments yung mga remittance centers at bangko para maiwasan yung scams at sobra-sobrang fees. Bukod dito, may mga Overseas Workers Welfare Administration benefits tulad ng insurance, legal assistance at training programs na tumutulong sa OFWs at sa pamilya nila. Bukod sa policies, may mga reforms din ang gobyerno para mas mapadali at mas safe yung remittance ng OFWs. Dito nila ini-improve yung buong sistema ng pagpapadala ng pera. Ginagawa nilang mas mura, mas mabilis at mas ligtas, lalo na gamit na ngayon yung online at digital money transfer. Kaya mas convenient na talaga ito para sa mga OFWs. At syempre, sa tulong ng government programs, policies at reforms, mas napoprotektahan yung pinaghirapang kita nila sa abroad. Kaya sobrang importante talaga ng remittance ng OFWs. Malaking tulong sila hindi lang sa kanilang mga pamilya kundi pati na rin sa bansa.
I will be topicing possible outcomes and solutions and recommendations of OFW. So let's get started. The first one is possible outcomes. What is the best possible outcome when it comes to OFW? So more on job opportunities, higher remittances, skill developments, stronger global connections. That's the four possible outcomes. Which is I'm gonna add what is the best possible outcome? Of course, connection. That's right. The solution is, what is the solution being in OFW? Of course, improve local industries and jobs and provide skill trainings and enhance OFW protection laws and encourage OFW entrepreneurship. And lastly is strengthen labor agreements. And the recommendation is exploring the world and higher remittance. Ibig sabihin nun, nakapag-ipon ka na maayos and more education when it comes to work. Siyempre, matutunan natin promotion. Siyempre, ganun din. Kasi sa pagiging OFW, madaming magandang mangyayari. Yun nga, makapag-ipon tayo at explore at madami pa tayong sasaluhin na education pagdating sa trabaho, madami pa tayong matutunan. Kasi, diba, ang hirap kasi sa Pilipinas ngayon, napakahirap. Kasi kinikita lang natin minimum wage earner lang. So, kasi dito sa Pilipinas, ang dami pang requirements sa kailangan natin. Kailangan natin maging college graduate. So, ganun talaga ang buhay sa Pilipinas. So, kung naiintindihan nyo ng pagiging OFW, saludo ako sa inyo. Yun lang.
In conclusion, overseas Filipino workers play a vital role in international trade and in the Philippine economy. Through service exports, remittances, and foreign exchange inflows, OFWs help strengthen the Philippine peso, support millions of Philippine families, and contribute a significant share to the country's GDP and national income. Their remittances reflect not only economic value but also a sacrifice, resilience, and commitment to their families and the nation. Despite these benefits, overseas labor also brings challenges. Brain drain affects the country's skilled workforce, and many OFWs face emotional and social costs, such as family separation. These issues show that while overseas employment brings opportunities, it should not be relied on as the country's only long-term solution. The impact of OFWs is felt at all levels. Families experience better living standards and access to education and healthcare. Businesses benefit from increased consumer spending, and the government gains from stable foreign exchange, reduced unemployment, and lastly, poverty reduction. Government programs on financial literacy, worker protection, integration, and digital remittances help maximize these benefits, but continued improvement is necessary. As a group, we believe that Philippines must balance overseas employment with strong local development. Protecting OFWs, encouraging entrepreneurship, improving local industries, and expanding job opportunities at home are essential steps forward. To end our action to this goal is simple. value and protect our OFWs while building a stronger economy where Filipinos can succeed without being forced to work abroad. Progress should give every Filipino the choice to stay, grow, and thrive with their families.